Brooke, today I want to ask you, what are some tools you can give us for adulting with ADHD?
Adulting with ADHD is this concept that many of us struggle with. And the reason being is because we've compensated for ADHD growing up, because people have really acted as our executive functions, like our teachers, our parents, friends. And there has always been this built-in structure into our schedules as students. And many times ADHDers have an average IQ to above average IQ, so they just get by or even excel in school. So they don't really have to learn life skills and learn how to study, learn how to organize, learn executive functions. So now you enter adulthood or adulting, and you have these new responsibilities, new structure that you have to create, which is new. And we hate structure, but thrive on it at the same time. We have to manage our priorities, our work responsibilities, our relationships, our families, our taxes. I mean, should I go on? All these responsibilities that have just been brought on to us that we've never necessarily really had to worry about in the past. So on top of that, conditioning, history, shame from our past very often creep into our subconscious as adults, and we carry them into our present day, which can lower our self-esteem, make us feel like we can't keep up with the best of them, and reach our potential. So because of all of that, very often people seek help, get coaching, speak to a therapist, get some CBT, join a community for ADHDers, take courses to help learn more about themselves. So knowing yourself, truly knowing yourself, knowing your strengths, knowing your weaknesses, your values, your goals, what's important to you over what you perceive to be important based on outside influences. So really focusing on those, do some self-work. As I mentioned, all those things could be options. A lot of people also journal and read, and just do that to understand who you are at the core and put your past into perspective and move forward. Another thing is, once you really know about yourself and how you're showing up for yourself and what is from your past, what stories you're creating, being accountable for your goals and actions in order to achieve success. And this is for anyone. So nothing really happens unless you're accountable for it. So you can have the best intentions, the best goals, the best plan, but unless you have accountability, it doesn't happen. So understand that motivation behind setting your goals, be around people who inspire you and lift you up. You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So you want to make sure that you're setting boundaries to things that don't serve you or take away from your goals. And you want to reflect too, which is something not many people do, because we like to be on the go and just keep going and going and going. So reflect on your intentions and actions, reward yourself for those small and large victories, and then set new goals and intentions.
Yes, reflecting, inspiring friends, reading, journaling, those are super important, especially when you're getting thrown so many new responsibilities at you. I just graduated with a bachelor's, and I'm falling into, I mean, I already have, being in college is kind of, the independent, you're becoming an adult, but you really realize that, things are changing. You're becoming an adult, you're getting a new job, you gotta get groceries, meal prep, there's bills, and maybe even kids at times. So there's so much more responsibility being thrown at you.
I
And I
think
think
of that song by Destiny's Child. Sorry to interrupt.
you're good.
Pay my automobiles, you
Yeah,
pay my telephone bills.
exactly. So yeah, that song right there shows you there's so much more responsibility. You're taking on a lot, and especially for us with ADHD, there's so much going on, so many tabs open. There's a lot of stress sometimes, and you want those moments. You've named a lot of important moments: having friends, reading, journaling, relaxing, and reflecting. Those are very important, and I think the only way you can achieve and complete those specific tasks is routine. Figure out a routine, because look, we've gone through this pandemic of COVID, and it's that right there is a practice of different routines. So even becoming an adult is a whole different way to approach a new routine. Buying calendars, using your phones for reminders, the bills, and picking up your kids, say, or getting to work on time, buying the groceries. Um, there's a lot of stress. I think I've brought this up before in the past episode. I'll bring it up again. Google and Apple are great because you can sync your calendars and reminders and notes and contacts through all devices, your laptop, your phone, your this, your that. And they have great systems to keep you on track with your routine, with your schedule, and create a good calendar. I think it's so important to create a calendar ahead of time. And mindset, you want that support. You want that support group around. I want to talk about podcasts that I really like. I listen to podcasts all the time on my way to work, on my way to school, just when I'm going on my way to grab groceries, running errands, or just even cleaning up my room, cleaning up my desk space. I listen to podcasts, just get my mind, stay a little busy. ADHD Rewired is an excellent podcast. They have like 400 episodes.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Eric Tivers, I know you for sure. I know about that. He's a psychotherapist, coach, entrepreneur with ADHD. He tells stories, brings guests on, gives tips, challenges, struggles, and all these important things that we face in our lives. They have these Q&A episodes that they bring on multiple guests who are also adults with ADHD, and I think it's super important to just hear other people's stories and struggles. It helps create a list of tools and tips that you can use, a good mindset, a good support group, inspiration. Another good a top-rated podcast on Spotify and Apple Music is I Have ADHD podcast. It's by another life coach. Yeah, exactly. Kristen Carter. There you go. She works with adults with ADHD. She has over 100,000 monthly listeners. So those are some really, I've listened to a few of the episodes on there. Those are great stuff to just, grab some good tools and tips and stories and kind of relate with a group of people that kind of going through the same thing you're going through, that have a brain that works similarly like yours, especially during a time where there's so much responsibility, so much stress, and things are changing now during a pandemic and just in life in general, creating that good mindset.
Absolutely. Those are two great podcasts. I know both of them personally, and they have great content that they push out. So I love that.
Yes. And podcasts are great because you can listen to them on the go. And you bring up reading too. I think we already covered an episode on ADHD and reading. Go listen to that. It's great. You can listen to audiobooks on ADHD on the go, especially when we're super busy. There's so much going on in adult life when there's so much more responsibility,
And also, no, we haven't been through this. So we have our childhood, now we have adulthood. Mm-hmm. So even for neurotypicals, it can be difficult adulting. But now you bring in the ADHD, which is a struggle too. So be less hard on yourself. I know it's easy to say that right now, but know that it's a process. It's about progress, not perfection. And we just have to move things into bite-sized chunks, 1%, and gain some knowledge and continue to move forward with that. Rome wasn't built in a day. Exactly. We're going to do 1% at a time, learn as you go, trust in people, rely on other sources, rely on your friends, rely on, people who you can really trust and talk to gain more knowledge. That's why people have mentors.
Yes. And being transparent with your friends and family too. Transparency is key. So they understand what you're going through, communicate with them. And like you said, patience. Day by day, things get better. It's a learning process. It's a learning curve. It's a sharp learning curve too.
We hope you liked today's video. If you want more information about ADHD, please feel free to visit our website at differentbrains.org or my website, coachingwithbrooke.com.
And if you enjoyed today's video, give us a thumbs up, leave a comment below, and subscribe.